The Hound Pit's pub. Hidden allies. Hidden in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalists' inner circle to learn what they have in mind.
This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
At least they are powerful people. An admiral. It's no regular conspirator, I would say. Mission clue. Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from the prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. Okay. As I said, I tested the game a lot before I started streaming. So, I know you can fail the game if you, for example, kill one of these Loyalists dudes. So let me be clear. The only thing that makes me restart is if Corvo dies. Anything else, fail the missions, unfulfilled objectives or anything like that is not a cause for restart. Only Corvo's death. That's it. The Mysteries of Pandysia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandysian continent as a place of wonder, where all life has entwined and blossomed across eons, producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world. The Orpheus from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies, of cults of soft men engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. The few who have traveled to a far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in hopes of this someday growing into a port to rival Dongwall itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure. Cape Teeth map. Okay. Do I have maps? Look at these two guys. I'm sure many people have said it before, but the art in the game is really good. Let's explore first before I go and talk to any Loyalists. Or at least this little side.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress. I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet you. It wasn't easy getting you here.
It certainly looked easy. Okay, let's talk to the good people.
We found our man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not so. We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be
Okay, Piero is an inventor who is able to craft and upgrade equipment. Piero spends most of his time in the workshop.
the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested. Good to have you with us, Corvo. Nothing against the others, but there's no substitute for a man who's done his service for the crown.
Okay. What?
Have you talked to Piero yet? He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coleridge Prison. Go see him when you can.
Okay, I think now it makes sense to equip the crossbow. Powdered grease tool. Okay. Let's talk to the people that were around here. Okay, they are no longer here. I wonder if those items only give me money, or if I can use them for some purpose eventually. That seems like something I can pick up. No, it seems they just are for the money. Okay, let's talk to Piero, the inventor. The outsider walks among us. Okay. A second solution. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from the prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there is a terrible mess.
Okay, so they explode, huh?
The dispenser upstairs will provide you with a fresh tank of whale oil. They're heavy, But you are no doubt strong enough to carry one back down here, if you would.
So basically, this is as far as I have made it. I think it's time for a lot of...
Perfect. Now plug it in.
reading.
Just get it near the receptacle. Magnetism will do the rest. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask, you bring terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Send the lens out of alignment. There. Better now?
Not
I can
really.
create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Okay. Now I see. Yeah, why not? Yes, let's have a look. Aha. Ammunition for the crossbow. Bullets. A trap that can be placed on any surface. An explosive grenade allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. They are too expensive and they are one-time uses. Unlike those, upgrades are better. Lowers the dispersion and stabilizes the crossbow aim. How do I aim? Crossbow bolts travel faster further. How do you aim? Faster reload enables auto reload. Well, auto reload would be good. I don't even know how to reload. I'm guessing it makes it automatic instead of one bolt at a time. Who the fuck knows? Sleep sedative is immediate even in combat. Okay. Corvo's pistol upgrade allows pistol upgrades and adds a short range spread damage. Unlocks accuracy, magazine, reload. Okay. Increases the radius of the razor traps. Makes the sword more effective when locking blades and pushing against an enemy. Ooh. Oh, this shit is really expensive. No wonder I need every single piece of money. Mask optics allows you to magnify your view. Okay, I think this is essential. Increases bullet storage capacity by 10 to a total of 20. Okay. And increases the standard bolt capacity by 10 to a total of 20. Increases grenade storage capacity to 9, a total of 9. Eating guts of what animal bottle? Spring razor capacity, bone charm capacity. Bone charm? What the fuck? Enables one additional bone charm to be active. Total of 4. Okay, I think I need mask optics right away. Yeah. Maybe crossbow accuracy? I have 600, so I can get one of the big ones. Like a soup, huh? What could be good? I think this seems good, if you ask me. Because apparently melee is the primary way to dispatch enemies. And anything that makes my melee more effective should be good. Pushing against an enemy. Yeah, I think I'm going to purchase this. And that's it. I don't have any money.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
I would like to look around for a while before I bed down.
Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Craftsman, Piero can craft and upgrade gear with the money you collect. Collecting blueprints to Piero will allow you to unlock new upgrades to I. These services can be accessed by talking to Piero at any time. Star chart? What? Okay, let's read this. Sokolov Technology and the New Age. One of the advances of Sokolov technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsmen of the city watch can handle the task. This applies to the arc pylon and the wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov design is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm to whenever one of these tanks exploded. Okay, so they do explode. That's basically confirmation. Okay, let's read a second solution. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy. A name I did not choose, if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those who afflicted, and it is nearly perfect, elegant, in fact. Well, that seems like it's man-made. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov elixirs are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here, is where one should pay attention to the contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants in the key ingredients making a Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate mankind from the mindless blue-jawed hogfish swimming in the Rainhaven River. I guess it restores mana as well. I saw a blue bar somewhere in a tutorial. Piero, no, I will not sign off these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal, Deviant ore. What's wrong with the metals in Griskull? King Sparrow feathers. If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you needed was paid by tariff and handed out willy-nilly. But this is my bar and what's left of it, and we are operating on a budget. We are running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else. You've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve any purchases unless they are absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city's in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the old crap you seem to need. And I guess he's resourceful if he's asking for old crap to make amazing shit. Death and death counter responsibilities. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the death counter is a position that is only given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any death counter will have command in situations relating to the plague and the handling of the death, including those with late stage plague symptoms called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and on rations of elixir at 1 and 1.5 normal pay grade. Ooh. That's a good incentive. Failed experiments. Lectures on natural philosophy. Of course, I have attempted to improve on Sokolov's designs. Of course, why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We are all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, who does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he cast over the aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or the wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. Well, this guy is full of himself. The golden cat, the finest ladies in all of the isles, huh? Skilled in the sensual arts. Preston Club, where there will be following amusement. Okay. Piero's remedy, guaranteed to lift your spirit. known to stop sickness and to improve emotional energy of women. Cures torpid liver and chest colds. Cures. Whale vivisection. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variants in physiology. One of the second leg of the trip, east of Thebia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 inches in length. Feet? I have no idea. It must be feet. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night of her troshing. By candlelight I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the mass of tentacles around her mouth. What the fuck? That's no whale. Within I found row upon row of teeth and baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assume she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Tentacles. Okay. Whale oil processing. Out at sea, they secure the beasts with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them into the deck. They lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Donwell, where the crew work on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time and then observe them for years if need be to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
Whale oil refining station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. What did this say?
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substances developed. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities, subject to the necessary legal demands.
Tell me what I can make for you.
Okay. Interesting theory. Pressure. Okay, let's go to sleep then. So we have Admiral Hemlock and Lord Pendleton.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
That means processing and disposal.
You've met Piero. Good. You'll want to get some rest now. You'll be needed soon. Lord Pendleton's servant, Wallace, awaits you upstairs. He can show you to your chambers. Sleep well.
Okay. Let's see what's down here. So killing people will make more weepers appear. After I see a first one, I will consider.
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
And see if it is really as dangerous as it seems.
The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right. Admiral Havelock made it very clear that we aren't to carry lamps outside.
Okay.
Ooh, pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that. There's something distinguished about you, Corvo. Was there nobility back in your family line? I wouldn't be surprised. Did you know I'm distant kin to the late Empress and her line? Not close enough, sadly. I'll never be Emperor. Most of the nobility went straight over to the Lord Regent's side after the Empress died. Easiest thing to do. But to me, a noble birth requires a sense of loyalty. This city has fallen into ruin since the plague struck. These poor weepers moaning and bleeding from the eyes. They say there's no cure for the plague once it advances that far. Terrible.
I guess I depleted his...
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace! Please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Okay. Well, he is an upper class gentleman. He's not that dickish. Whew. This is a long one. Okay, I think I want to read right now. Gaffer's Stain, that's an easy name to remember. Let me check something. I want to know how they... Okay. I will read them later because I do need to stop streaming in a moment. Yeah, okay.
Log entry 1-4. It seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. The Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. This is awful. Switch. Switch, where the hell is
it? Okay.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Lady Emily Caldwin was abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder. Anyone with information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late Empress.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
I guess she doesn't like older men. So that's the justification for me getting money out of anything I touch or collect. The guy is actually selling it on the black market, Piero.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from down to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
Now let's finish exploring the house and that will be it for today. So the third floor apparently is inaccessible from the inside. And they they gave me a shittiest place there. Didn't they? Ooh. Blood from the eyes. Yeah, I need to see a Weeper before I commit to not murdering people. Maybe they're not that hard to kill. This is where I should have to sleep. Looks much better. Well, they really spent a lot of time writing backstory for this game. Kind of impressive. I'm guessing this is where the Redhead and Wallace, was his name, live. Or sleep. Corvo's chamber. Sokolov's Elixir, the most popular formula in the city, promotes robust health and fitness, sure to protect your family from the ravages of the rat plague. But bitter leaf crematorium and fluid works. Fluid works. Allow us to remove your departed loved ones. Departed to the bottom of the sewers, as I can see.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of Seeds has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Okay, and this will be it for the moment. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time when we sleep and see what happens. Until then, long live the Empire. Goodbye.